You've probably seen this video of this black woman who says that natural hair does not grow long and it is also not very feminine. She refers to herself looking like Mufasa if she has her natural hair out. So I'm not going to play the video. You can go and check it out, and there's also plenty of other creators who have spoken about this video. And most people who have covered this video talk about how black women can grow hair, and I agree, we can 100% grow hair regardless of our hair type. What I want to focus on is our fixation on thinking that type 4 hair, especially 4C hair, is not feminine. Why does she think our hair is not feminine, and why does she think that short natural hair makes you look manly? Before I continue with my video, I would like to recommend a video done by Coilette, one of my favorite content creators, and she speaks on a lot of issues in the black community, specifically with that deals with our hair, and this is where I got some of my inspiration from. So please go check her video out. Throughout history, hair has held significant cultural and social meaning, and in many cultures and religions, it represents beauty, fertility, and femininity. So Time magazine shared some research done by Elizabeth Botman, an archaeologist, that stated this obsession with hair dates back to ancient Greeks and Romans, and women in that society had longer hair than men, and a man devoting too much time to his hair was seen as less masculine than other men or effeminate. It is universally culturally found that women should have longer hair than men, and we don't know exactly where this idea in history came from. We also see how this has escalated in today's society, and we see how people make judgments about others based on certain hairstyles. If a woman has short hair that has been dyed, some people immediately assume her sexual morality or sexual orientation, for example. Another reason some are obsessed with long hair is because to have long hair means you have to be healthy. So Kurt Sten, an author who has over 30 years expertise studying hair and has an astounding academic career as a professor of pathology and dermatology at Yale University, who was also a director of skin biology at Johnson & Johnson, states that because having long hair is seen as a sign of health, it means having your needs in life taken care of, which is to some a sign of wealth and status. Now you might be wondering why I am showing you so many white women in a video targeted at black women with coily hair. Well, the answer is simple. I wanted to give a short history lesson, and also I wanted to show how women in general of all races have to deal with this nonsensical standard. And I just found it very interesting that we are all different and we have very different problems for the most part, but there are certain issues that we share, such as this one. And so now that I have that out of the way, we can go back to focusing on type 4 hair. So there are a couple of reasons as to why people think 4C hair is masculine, and hopefully I'll be able to go into each one in detail and we can come to an understanding of how this is not true. 4C hair is not masculine, and I will get into my personal opinion at the end. When it comes to any form of media, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, short 4C hair is either rarely portrayed in good light or never even portrayed at all. I will use my country as an example. You might think, oh, it's an African country, I'm sure you'd see more 4C hair compared to other countries. No, not exactly. I have noticed how if 4C hair is shown in TV shows or movies, for example, it is often worn by a character who is struggling in life, and the moment they start doing well, they magically have straight hair. Oftentimes when portraying a character from the hood, they have a woman with short 4C hair. So I've noticed that some people link poverty or the struggle life to wearing your natural hair, and if you have status, you doing well, or even just to doll up yourself, that is associated with relaxed hair or wigs and weaves and sometimes braids. But for the most part, your natural hair means struggle life. I have had people question why I went natural in the first place, because I do have a video where I didn't go into detail when I had explaining when my natural hair journey started. But I did mention that I used to have relaxed hair. It was shoulder length, and a lot of people see that as long hair, but I wasn't happy with it, so I decided to cut it. And people made comments about my short natural hair at that time. Some people would make comments about why I didn't get my hair done for special occasions, even though I had my short 4C hair out at that time, implying that I should have gotten a weave or at the very least braids. I looked low maintenance, and that's not a compliment, we all know that, and not classy or boyish and I looked boyish to a lot of women my age who take care of themselves. Next point I want to make is about texturism. We've heard this word many times and we already know what it means, so I won't spend too much time on this reason. What I do want to mention is how short natural hair is okay only if it is of a looser texture, but if it is 4C, then immediately you have become a man, a brother. You went from being somebody's aunt to being somebody's uncle. I did mention earlier how when my hair was really short, people said it was not done, which brings me to the point about defining your curls. Now, please understand that I have no issue with people using gel to curl their 4C hair for a hairstyle. I don't think any hairstyle is a problem unless you are doing everything under the sun to not wear your original, to wear your hair in its original state. Some people like to lie to themselves and hide their insecurity under it's just a hairstyle by constantly manipulating their hair and using gel and mousse and all these other different products before leaving the house. My point is, if you cannot leave the house without using products to make your 4C hair look like a looser texture, then start asking yourself why that is. Another reason I have come across is that for some women, they think that 4C hair is too masculine because they don't think men, specifically black men, don't find them attractive. Now, I'm also not going to spend too much time on this reason because I don't believe you should center men who don't find you attractive on how you style your hair. Now, some black women believe that black men don't like natural hair unless it is of a certain texture. And I agree and disagree, or I agree to a certain extent. I don't believe it is all black men, and there are a lot of black men who do praise type 4 hair, whether it's short or long. I do want to say that in my experience, in my natural hair journey, the meanest people have been black women, have been other black women. They've said the harshest things to me, and black men, on the other hand, would praise me and, compliment my hair. But I do, however, understand that it's not, my experience does not speak for everybody else. I know that there have been women who experienced a lot of hate coming towards black men. I understand that completely, but I just want to disagree with the fact that every black man has a problem with natural hair. So this last reason, I don't even think I need to elaborate. It's straightforward. A lot of you don't know how to style short 4C hair, and so I think that's why some of you struggle with accepting your hair. You learn how to style wigs and weaves that are different texture, straight hair, but you don't put in enough effort when it comes to learning how to style your 4C hair, which is why you struggle with it a lot. I also think the problem is not just you not knowing how to style your hair. It's also got to do with you not wearing your natural hair out more often. If you wore your hair out on special occasions, a wedding, a birthday party, you put on your best dress, you did your makeup, and you wore your natural hair, you would start seeing how beautiful you look in your natural state. You'd see how elegant your hair is. Natural hair is elegant. You don't need to do all these different things like mousse, gel, the point I made earlier about changing your curl pattern in order to feel beautiful. We are all aware of, the issues surrounding the hate towards 4C natural hair, not getting enough representation in media, and all of those things. But I also think it's important that we acknowledge as 4C head girlies that we need to take responsibility for how we feel about our hair. And one of the ways we can do that is by following people who have similar hair texture to ours, whether their hair is long, short, or whatever, but as long as they have hair similar to ours, in order to learn how to take care of it, how to style it, and how to be more confident in our hair. I want you to know that this video is not like a pity party for 4C hair. I wanted you to know that we do a lot of content creators who make content similar to mine. We do acknowledge the problems that we face as 4C hair people, but we also need to understand that in this day and age, we do have a form of representation, especially here on YouTube. We do have people with 4C hair who wear hairstyles, who wear their natural hair out, and if they do wear wigs, normally it's in their hair texture, which I heavily encourage. Is that if you're not confident yet, then find a hairstyle and then add hair extensions that are 4C hair. We also always can't rely on media to portray us in good light, because we already know how the media feels about black people, how it feels about our hair. So it's really up to us to stop looking for validation from other people and start accepting what our hair looks like, and also start being okay with our hair not curling or looking a certain type of way, or not being able to style our hair like your favorite content creator. You need to start treating and caring for your 4C hair the way that will be the healthiest for it, and not the way that it will look like a different hair texture.